You're on.
Good evening and welcome to Barnes & Noble 4th Tuesdays. I'm Dustin Pickering, I'm your new host. We have tonight Z.M. Wise. Z.M. Wise is a poetry and poet activist who has been writing since before his first steps as a child. He is assistant editor of Harbinger Asylum. He aspires to spread the word, well, his words to be exact, around the world. He has been published in numerous national and international anthologies and magazines. ZM says about poetry, do not hold your words captive as you would a feeble insect in a jar. Let them breathe and extend their eager hands to every pair of eyes and ears that crave an innovative touch of life. Feel free to check out his About.me page. It includes a bio and links to his Facebook and YouTube pages. Thank you, and please welcome Z.M. Wise.
Lovely introduction, Dustin. Sounds exactly like my biography in the magazine. Oh. Alright, these first three pieces I'm going to start off. Just recently, my cat Thomas passed away. But I prefer to call him my son. He was, as a lot of you know, I mean, pets are like our children. So, the first one I'm going to read, bear with me because it was written in 1997, so mind of a child here. And it's called Thomas's Origin. All right. Sometimes I wish I had a pet. Here comes backyard cat, orange and white. I thought it was brown and white. Also thought it was a girl. Called her Duchess from the Aristocats. Came wherever I called after school. 'Twas like a dog. Fed her cinnamon graham crackers and Cheerios. I want to keep her. I want to take care of her. Took her to the vet. Laughter ensues inside the office. Gender mix-up. New name, Thomas O'Malley. Time to go home, son. This one, I wrote, I wrote this on close to Valentine's Day last year. This was to prepare for his death. He's always known as a fighter, so lived that long. And this one's just called Sun. In the docile, dark days, you found me. In the silence of autumn, you found me. As a child in distress, I needed completion. You came to me, my boy, with hopes of making sadness a deletion. I recall about a year ago, you looked at me with those joy-filled marble eyes I've always loved. You've turned the stone ground into the green grass that grows around. Your voice is a hearty sound, so glad our souls have joined and found one another. I love you, my son. Nights without you are the start of heartbreak. I love you, my son. Without your irresistible hugs, forever will I stay awake. I love you, young one. Come back to me. What excitement we shall make. I love you, young one. In the midst of October, I found you. In the gentle backyard setting, I found you. When I was a child, I needed fun. When we joined forces, I knew you would be the one. I recall, dearest Thomas, when I said we would be together forever, only a hopeful boy's promise. You touched my heart, how I wish to never part. With a son like you, we will see it through. I love you, my son. Nights without you will be quite a conundrum. I love you, my son. Do you remember me, your father, your chum? I love you, young one. We shared the best of times and then some. I love you, young one. Thank you. Then this one I wrote last weekend. It was very therapeutic. And this was a few days after he passed. And it's called My Son's Still Life. There we were, denying old age and spitting in its inevitable face. There we were, remembering positive flashbacks, manipulating underachieved accomplishments. Thomas, dearest Thomas, For my age of 8 and yours of a mere 3, life was a pet on your soft back for every trouble and victory. Thomas, dearest Thomas, we took hold of every obstacle, backburned them until the bitter end. It was our journey through. It was us against the world. Through every breakup, a purr for moving on. Through every love, a purr for approval. You were the one pleasure I had coming home. You were bliss in the body of an orange and white feline, mustache to go on your face of constant black and white skepticism. This is how your world was viewed during every minute. How could we blame you when just moments before our first meet and greet, the bastard in his swashed-up pickup hurled you out into the street like a rejected newspaper? Every animal with a 2-foot radius within my hands caused you to retract, claws, hiss, and all. Trust no other pet, father. I am yours, but I own you. I am your son, but you are a slave to the call of my food. One supposes that opposable thumbs would excuse a cat's sophistication. You are our stubborn fighter, our warrior that would not quit. You were the reason I could function on a daily basis. Hours went by like minutes, as minutes turned into seconds. The gray skies became blue. Did you weep when I was away? One day without you tugged the very strings of my heart and ripped my interior body apart. Alas, we kept each other safe. I needed no psychologist but you. I needed no stress relief but you. I needed no therapy but your presence. We kept each other warm. You were master of both our domains. You were keeper of all my secrets. You were son to me and me only. Thomas, dearest Thomas, what shall I do with my life? Have I held you back from release which you craved? You need not feel obligated to take care of me and switch roles. Nay, there was no switch. We were in this together since that backyard play day when we found each other in that time of need. I am a man now, as are you. I have right on my side. I have love on my side. I have poetry on my side. I have inspiration on my side. But what would I ever do without you? Destitution of the heart, start from no scratch. Am I the only gentleman that celebrates his fur-covered sun every day, every lucky star, every given wish, every forgiven mistake? Overlooked and overrated accusation. Walk through this fire, swim this unparted sea, sleep through this hurricane. Your tenacity works me through the night. Your judgment places the wrong to right. Your meditation puts me at ease without a fight. Your future looks quite bright. Green means go, yellow means go, red means go. Your blessed you adjust to any hue. Through sight alone, you have seen greater perspective than I could ever dream of. Ready to turn in with you, call it quits for a day. Did not mean to interrupt your 22-hour sleep schedule, but I need desperate guidance. How will I awaken without your vocal reminder to be somebody? How will I breathe without your last-minute relationship advice? Love her to the fullest, and cat scratch fever will not be known. No digression. Love her with your heart only, and I shall grant you to happiness. You worked staring magic like a genie. You worked divine powers like a god. You know you have not forgotten how your species was worshipped and cared for as gods and goddesses of ancient civility. Is there any humanity left on this third stone from the sun? Is there no shame or remorse concerning your premature departure? 18 years old feels like 18 seconds to this elderly heart. You wait and see, cuddling companion. I will make you proud. You watch from that catnip-filtered cloud in the sky. View my futuristic point of no return, whisked away by your whiskers. We spent our last moments in that white room of fate. You were in my arms, staring out into the open. This is not a staring contest. You can blink, my son. Oh, choked up by tears. The watery-eyed woman helped you sleep, reluctantly. No more pain. One pinch and pure feline bliss. No more heartache. Ascend into the great beyond. I cannot see what I am writing, bawling over what a legacy you left behind. You enlightened the minds of non-cat lovers everywhere. You gave them a piece of you. Thomas, Dearest Thomas, you showed us all, you showed me how. Hover to infinite tuna cans. Travel to personal paradise. You shall be engraved in my heart, carved in simple remembrance. Take care, my child. I celebrate you. Thank you. I'm going to bring us up just a little bit through grieving for now. All right. Where is it? Okay. All right. Okay. Many of you may have heard this before. And for those of you who have heard it a number of times, I only have one sincere thing to say. This is in response to those people who can try to put a definition on love, but you just can't. So it's called Love Defined. Nice try, Numbskull Scholar. Love, a great affection and liking for. Love, a strong positive emotion. Dictionary destroyer. Wikipedia worshiper. Such a feeling cannot be defined. Love, what you see, what you smell, what you hear, what you touch, what you taste, know, believe, experience, hurt, kill, salvage, chocolate overrated, words formulated, event participated, the one that popped eyes, the one that dropped jaws, the one that stopped hearts. Love like poetry. Flow my spoken love soul. And the great romantic dance of Spandau Ballet's True plays in the breeze. Love like a plastic rose among a dozen genuine, fragrant flowers. Once the last one wilts, that is when my love shall fade away. Love like moral fiber, in good nature, in good standing, good goddess heart's treasure trove. Love the parallel personality, love the terrorizing temptation, love the saccharine solution. Love the agreeable side effects. Perspiration, drip, drip. Love the caged, nervous eyes and release forward word vomit confessions. Pause. Cricket chirp, cricket chirp. Recovery, darling. Speak of irrelevant weather topics. Blushing face. Human tomato on the first meeting. She thinks it is adorable until anxious gibberish prolongs a decent conversation. One demands subtitles for the broken record language. Why couldn't we create a diversion or plan B? Oh, crikey. Electrifying kiss. Intertwining lips and tongues amalgamate. Uncommon smile. I see heaven through the keyhole. She's actually fond of me. Feelings of carpe diem arise from within. She actually chose me. Inhale fresh oxygen. Exhale ambition. Scholar, a word with you. Love experienced. Love felt, not analyzed or documented. Put that in your encyclopedia thick pages of text and absorb gobs of dust. To love, to its undying, undefined, and universal power. Thank you.
Wow.
Not too long ago, a few months ago, I finished my latest epic poem called The Window. It was more modern and more psychological than my previous one. It's more like fantastical, but fantasy related, like Lord of the Rings in that sense. So I'm going to be reading the two that were published, and this one is in the point where the main character meets the love of his life. And the title of this, if I were to ever have a daughter, I would name her Jade. That's the title of this.
Please. Back up to the front.
I said later. Jade. All my life I've been so alone, clouded by strands of temptress hair and tied up by threads of thorn-covered yarn. All my life no one could reach my thoughts. Through coaxing and bribery, oh how they tried! Scribbled sketch pad lies in the center of the stem. Before she appeared, empty tastes filled my tongue. Before she came, streams of tears flooded my face. Before first contact, all melodies were left unsung. Before first sight, my heart had no motivation to race. Like a Byron masterpiece, this lady walks in beauty. Like a flight to a distant moon, this lady is out of this world. This goddess of love, this Aphrodite, this fecund flower, this elegant emerald. Like a forged shield in battle, a suitor will perform his rightful duty. Like the ticking of a grandfather clock, age has made her an angel, not just a girl. With her entrancing eyes, oh, how they hypnotize me. With her sing-song kissing lips, serenade and embrace my truth. With her indescribable smile, not a heartbreaker, just a blush maker. With her soul-melting body, Michelangelo, need to shake your hand. With her love-consuming aura, enough energy to generate a third world crisis, and her unbelievable touch, liquid love for both you and I, fair woman. Climb up the spiraled stairway, through the hallowed halls, into the beckoning bedroom. She brushes her tidal wavy hair whilst humming her favorite tunes. The cat's in the cradle with the silver spoon. I'll see you on the dark side of the moon. Breathe deeply. Time to make your move. This is it. Destiny's love child calls. No predestined moment. Fate is the trump card of this night. Old-fashioned phrase. Tell her how you feel. Pep talk. Prep work. It's only love. It's only love. Thank you. And then this is the end piece called Off the Window. The other side is forbidden content being dusted off the window. The other side is a white, blinding light with levitating cities. The other side is that first step into real worldhood. The other side is your addiction dissipating and truly being cleansed. The other side is a Jim Morrison cliche ready to be broken on through. The other side is a mountain of echoing proportions. Shout to hear yourself shout. The other side is that shoulder angel-devil conflict you share with your tripolar self. The other side is your flame of security, wishing you are well from paradise. The other side is a symbol of soft love and reassurance if there is no more room on the windowsill. You and I, flying on the stars. You and I, reaching the promised path. You and I, solving the world's relationship problems. Open the doors to the other side. What is your perception? Thank you. 11 minutes more. Oh. Okie dokie. Alright. For all those who claim that poetry is dead, I've heard it one too many times, and frankly, it's just a little sickening. So, this is in response to that, and it's called Ars Poetica. It's 5 parts. Rebirth. You are a phoenix, rising up from these invisible ashes. We have seen you before, wandering in the barrios and ghettos, blank like the next crumpled rough draft. You romp with a voice recorder, as broken as a modern family. The fragments of future pieces swim in the cold and lonely smoke. Eventual uncertainty. A quill's drink of ink can replenish countless dungeons and brothels with one swift swipe of permanent markings. Land kill. Fill your land with lanes of memory. Demon deranged. Watch the lemons grow, squeeze the essence and perfect the art of letting poems boil and simmer. Eternal impending fear, take me away. Isn't everything dawn matter? When dark matter phased the radio nights, animal mothers spoke to birds on airwave wires. They heard the breaking news and translated it for human fathers, unwilling to inquire about directions to a fine spring afternoon. Doesn't every seashell's hollow point lead to the sound of crashing waves? The sea rejects your presence and tells you that you belong on shore. Calling out confession. We were most definitely made for each other. proclaimed an attention prostitute speaking to a 19th century noose. Hang in there and remove thyself from the gene pool. Outcast sister, your heroic brother wishes to make an announcement on the behalf of the world that remains culturally deprived until poetry lives. The message. You claim this art is deceased and has been for quite some time. You shun an underrated appreciation for verse. The written word has always been a beacon, parcel, historic chapter found in burning houses exactly the way they rescued Beowulf in the heat of an Anglo-Saxon moment. Alive and well, true and certain, symbolic and metaphorical, from couplets to a magnum opus. Fulfill the desire. Bathe yourself in the body of words. Shower yourself with colliding worlds. Two at a time. After all the ridicule, why go on? Why carry on? Because it is our calling, our reason to live, our revolutionary mime-speaking, page-turning, eye-widening renaissance. It has always existed before you won the race of sperm, before the concept of immersing yourself in a mountain of elegance, before the walks of life took their first steps. It lives, and nothing shall stop the venomous capability of its ever-present smile, forged from the commemorated pens of Blake, Barrett Browning, Ginsberg, Rossetti, Morrison, Angelo, Bolin, Sexton, Stepanek, Plath, Pickering, Xanthopoulos. Untamed youth. The wolf howls away to his Luna Artemis. Top of the flatwood chain, this secluded practice dances away in the pages that change your ultimate conclusion. The revolver's chambers. Thanks. Choose one lucky image to cut down. Save us from a loss of words. Save us from a lack of for better words. Right words to live by. He lies, she cries, they die. One way, one day, get away, what to say. From the heart, write it out. For her sake, write it out. For love of ars poetica, write it out. From the artist's lifeblood, write it out. Words, you are my everything. Verse, you complete me. Poetry, you are my one true love. Words, what would we do without you? Verse, heaven loves you. Poetry lives within me and us all.
Yeah.
What? Okay. All right. And I dedicate this one to
Back
those.
up to the front, please. Back up to the front.
You're so sweet. I dedicate those to have found their other half, and not through that girl on the speaker. Encounter via angel. Enter Cloud 10. What is there to say? All who faithfully listen, except she has come! The angelic other half has landed safely and securely, only to have fallen into my arms. I catch her gently and tell her that she belongs in no other final destination than with me. Oh, happy day! She has arrived, this humanistic angel, this Greek goddess, this reflection of mine, smiling with the sweetest intentions, glancing at me with her eyes of dark chocolate, beating with her golden selfless heart. I would sell every possession to move in with her in the lake of the west where she resides. Oh, hi, oh! Other half, otherworldly joy, bubbles from within the darkest caves of my being, lighting them as bright as this January sun of grins, silently setting to its own pace, creates a masterpiece painting in the sky of flowing rivers. How I want us to share this beginning until the end. There is no end for us, my muse. Your work, your inspiration to others, your followers' lives have changed for the absolute best. Arato and Calliope would be pleased to see our hands holding one another, fusing our auras in the form of an impenetrable bubble. We hover over the skies as swift as Hermes with his winged footwear. Oh, I'm a lucky word wielder. Every romantic song and poem immediately places you in the front of my thoughts. Someone transported you from the most superior era, instantaneously bringing you to me. No wonder we define the loving words, old soul. You are the best blessing a man could ask for. Who would have thought that the best girls were definitely out of town? Bodies separated, but hearts conjoined. We shall take this path as slow as you choose. With you by my side, we shall unravel the thread of life, just as Theseus had done after slaying that monstrous Minotaur. I shall follow this thread back to my Greek princess. Your native language entrances me when you bid me a decent night in dreams. How beautiful it must sound, coming out of you when exiting your lips of power, your lips of change. How I long for us to be a nomadic, poetic couple, stopping at every possible point of welcoming ears. With our passion, nothing can stop us. As we fulfill our calling, nothing can stop us. When we reach that personal zenith, we shall be unstoppable. Oh, sleepless nights of excitement. I liquefied when I first laid my eye wonders on you. I tingled and solidified when I first heard your melodious voice. I danced gratefully when I learned that our emotions were mutual. This shall never end, not even after 22 bolts of Zeus's lightning that strike the soil. Our love remains, personal paradise regained. Angel of my life, happily I call out thy name. Thank you.
Yeah.
In that case, perfect. I recently finished this series of 7 poems. 7 is in the 7 continents. I wrote about the unusual places. Anybody can write about New York City, Paris. I chose like the more natural locations. Some barely have heard. So, first person, somebody call out a continent.
Asia.
Antarctica.
Asia? Asia, okay. Alrighty. Coming up. Alright, and this is going to be an unusual request, but for everybody, if you can imagine with your eyes open, power to you. But if not, if you could just close your eyes and just try to envision what I'm seeing right now, what I'm describing to you. Asia. To the immeasurable Han Song Dung Cave in Quang Binh Province, Vietnam, happily claim your title as the world's largest cave. When your name means mountain river, what else is there to do other than just drop your jaw at this tunnel mouth below? Do not fear the whistling, for the subterranean river flows gently as your life stands near the calcite. To the Warren Chandburi in Avnari, India, several levels complete step well in this quaint village, dedicated to that goddess of joy and happiness, must we convert to technical 3,500 steps of brick, 13 stories of length, 100 feet into extended ground. Whether conserving water or used as a fight scene for a film, gather during the heat and embrace the cool. To the rock-strewn stone forest on the Yunnan province of China, we celebrate your birth and unfortunate transformation. Ashima, native Yi maiden, 'tis not a crime to fall in love and not marry the chosen suitor. We hear your name in this gravel and grass collision. Ah, the smell of limestone tingles the rest of the senses. The cleanest inhale of this genuine air is refreshing on its own. To the devilish door to hell in Durwi's Turkmenistan. Since 1971, your gases fire away continuously. A walk-in volcano. Rendezvous with Satan himself. Meteor craters' wideness cannot steal the cake of this accumulation of hot spots. Boiling mud. Golden orange embers. Looks as if we own a sun on the ground. To the solid/liquid heavenly pools of Pamukkale, Turkey. What seems like polar ice caps, spring, fractured hot springs, distant relative of limestone, holy castle of cotton, sacred city. These milky white waters heal all with their powers of innovation. It gave those who doubted clarity a second chance. And to the ancient fortress of Masada in the Judean desert in Israel, spectated a bar mitzvah on top of this symbol of violent destruction that occurred during former palace. Now scattered sandy buildings and ruins as a port, primordial kingdom of my people, overlooks the Dead Sea. Floating human waters taken on a cable car was worth this consecrated prospect. Thank you all so much.